Let's get started. I want to welcome everybody here at Pensacola State College and another special day in the lives of one of our athletes. I'll introduce a couple of people, but before I do that, I want to thank the many members of the media that have gathered here today to get the word out about what we do well. I appreciate members of the staff showing up, especially those that have supported us many times throughout the years, my 21 years being here. Thank you players, athletes, for coming and supporting a fellow of yours. The name of the guy sitting up here at the podium with me is familiar to us all. Justin Wright. I know that Coach Penna is going to say a couple of things about him, probably in detail. As a basketball coach, I don't qualify for any of that. But I will tell you from a coaching standpoint of what I observed in 26 years that I can tell you about this kid. There's about 80% of the group that we coach. Look beside you, baseball players, because most of you fall into this group. You're either very talented and don't work a lick, or you work your tail off and you got no talent and you're never going to play. Very few of us, as athletes, are talented and get the most out of that talent. Those guys are called overachievers. Even those that don't have any talent, that work hard, still overachieve. But it's nice to have an overachiever that's talented. When your best player is your hardest worker, your job of coaching becomes a lot easier. And just by watching that and knowing what I know about coaching, I can say that without a minute's hesitation about Justin Wright. He's where he is today not only because of talent, but because he worked hard. And I just hope that he leaves that legacy behind for us to follow, because if you guys that are talented and work as hard as he did, then you'll be following his footsteps, signing at a place like Troy, major Division I school. So Justin, on behalf of our staff here, congratulations for being a very good Pirate and leading the way through your actions and your deeds and not talking a bunch of stuff. With that, I'll leave it to Coach Pete Penna, our men's basketball coach.
There was a humorous time. No, we won't go into that practice. I found myself a little bit nervous speaking to you because I want everything to come out perfect for this young man, because this young man is special. And I had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he's the special young man that he is. Obviously, Mr. and Mrs. Wright have done an outstanding job to raise the young man that they have raised. He played for a very good high school basketball coach, and he had a very good coach his first year here as a Pirate. I got the opportunity to inherit this young man. So nothing of the great qualities that he had, I helped with. So I am truly the beneficiary of this whole situation. And what I inherited was a young man who every single day at practice brought nothing less than his best. For a coach to actually say that about one of his kids, you cannot imagine how proud I am to be able to say that. He brought nothing less than his best every single day. Every single day. And this is not a young man that walked the walk in the gym and then went over in the dorms with his teammates and was a different person. He was the same leader on the floor that he was in the dorms, that he was on the bus, that he was in the locker room. And that is also an incredible thing for a coach to say about one of his guys. This is a special guy. We have this saying with our team that we always said, if the only leadership on this team comes from the coaching staff, then we have nothing. And we mean that. If the only leadership on our team came from our coaching staff, then we had nothing. Well, we had plenty. We had plenty because this young man supplied leadership probably more effective than any coach could ever supply. Because he was the first one to make sure that his teammates brought their best every single day. Now, that dorm room of his is probably the most popular dorm room. You'll catch 6 or 7 guys in there watching basketball games, playing Xbox, talking noise to one another back and forth, but the traffic, I'm sure, is heavy coming out of that dorm room. And whether you were one of the guys in that dorm room or not for 3 hours the night before, the next day in practice, it didn't matter. He would address anything that needed to be addressed, whether it was the guy that spent 3 hours with him or the guy who never came in that dorm room. And he would say, hey, quit acting like a baby, let's go to work. I cannot tell you how easy it is to coach when your player, who everyone respects and everyone loves, is that guy. He is a friend to every single one of his teammates, and every single one of his teammates consider him a very close friend. That's a tough thing to do when you're also the leader of a team. That means there's love and then there's respect for this young man. I hope the things I've said came out the way I wanted them to. He is going to leave an imprint on our program for years and years to come, because our players that are returning have learned what it's like to lead. And then they will teach it to the next group and the next group, and before you know it, we'll have ourselves a pretty good program. And that's what it's all about. I cannot tell you the love of this college he also has. And Pensacola State College is a much better institution for having had Justin Wright as a student athlete. Thanks. Justin Wright.
I just want to start off by thanking my mom and dad. Without you guys and the sacrifice you guys have given my whole life, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I want to thank everyone else for coming, of course. I mean, it's nice seeing all these people here. Coach Swanson, like I said, giving me the opportunity to come here in the first place, I greatly appreciate that. Coach Penn, of course, I mean, this year was special to all of us. And thank you guys for that opportunity. And teammates, I love you guys. It was a great year. We all had fun. Still going to have fun, of course. And media, thank you guys for coming. Coach Bill, don't want to forget you. 8th grade coach, grew up playing under him. It was always fun. And I'm glad to say I'm signing with Troy. I went up there a couple weeks ago and I fell in love with the place. I'm looking forward to continue on playing there. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a new experience. And I don't want to forget Coach Pippen. I mean, I got a chance to play for, in my opinion, the best high school coach you can ever play for. Without him, there's no doubt in my mind I want to be here. So, thank you. I love you. Thanks for everything. And like I said, everyone, thank you for everything. It's good seeing all you guys here, and I appreciate it. Thank you. I realize it doesn't look great, all right?
If anyone has any questions, Justin will do his best to answer. What exactly sold you on Troy?
When I went up there, I fell in love with the place. I felt like it was home for me. Just the people up there, and the coaching staff made me feel at home when I got there. So when I went up there, I knew I loved it there. So.
Justin, what words are you going to leave with Jeff and Tyree and Darren and those guys? What advice are you going to leave with these guys that have to lead this team this year?
Going into this year, I didn't know what to expect with all the guys. I mean, they were from all over the place, but I've grown to love them all. They're all my brothers, and I guess one, I want to say I love you guys, and two, just get after it, keep working hard. We built something small this year. I mean, we won 5 games in conference. You guys are going to be so good next year. You guys can win so much more. Just keep working and just have the leadership and the hard work to get there. So they'll be all right.
Justin, coming out of Pace, those of us that got to watch you felt you had the talent. Troy was one of the schools that looked at you coming out of Pace. They didn't offer Coach Swanson gave you the opportunity. How does it feel now knowing, even though it didn't happen right out of high school, that you're getting that opportunity you wanted while you were at Pace?
Well, coming out of high school, maybe I was. I don't think I've been ready to go to somewhere like Troy. I think coming here to a great institution like I did, and having the opportunities that I had, is what made me become the player I am now. So, without the opportunity to come here, I don't know if I'd be good enough to go there. So, this place opened the doors that I needed to be open. So, it was great coming here. There.
Can we hear about that practice?
All right, so the practice coach seems to want to talk about. I don't know, we're doing some drills maybe. Coach is sitting at the half-court line, and I get the ball. I happen to be white, all by myself, and I go up and try to do a little reverse dunk, and I get hung and fall flat on my back. And without even being able to see anything, I look up and I see Coach Pinner at half court, rolling on the ground, laughing as hard as he could laugh. And yeah, it was embarrassing for me, but it was probably the funnest time I had all season watching him roll on the ground. So it was good. It was good. It was all fun.
Just remember that Darren was the one that brought it up.
What did they expect?
Mr. and Ms. Wright, this is not your first, child to go to college ball, but how is this special? Can you go with your daughter going to Spring Hill? Is this very special for you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I know he works hard for what he does, and he deserves to go to a good school like Troy, and he'll do well, very well. His work ethics are just incredible when it comes to basketball.
Doesn't mow the lawn very much.
Well, the rumor is that he's never been more than 20 minutes from the house. Is Miss Wright going to move up to Troy?
Probably. We'll get a chance to go to a lot of his games, though. Hopefully.
Justin, does it make you feel a little bit better knowing that Troy's in the Sun Belt Conference and you're going to be traveling a lot in this area, Louisiana? I mean, there's a few games up north, but a lot more in this area.
Yeah, to be able to be in that conference, it's good because I'll go to Mobile, which that's a 45-minute drive from here. So my parents and friends and family will come to a lot of games. So that's important, of course. Just I want people to be able to see me play and come to my games. So being able to travel in the South, and I've never been up north, to be honest. So staying in the South sounds pretty good to me. So
You're gonna love Denver.
Especially in the winter.
Yeah. Bowling Green's nothing like Denver.